What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Listen, y'all make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. And remember to speak when you walk on in the chat because ain't nobody sleep with you last night. So that means that we don't owe you anything. All right, remember that this is not a chat for children. So if you are a child, you probably should exit stage left. Remember that if you are not following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Shar's Reality number 6. If you are not following my backup page, go ahead and follow me at Shar's World number 6. All right, now that we got all the accolades out the way, hello and lottie dottie to everybody. Hi, Veronica. I see you, honey. Hi, Tootsie. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. Ruthie in the building. Ain't nobody sleep with you last night. One of my mods in the building. Mama B's in the building. What's up? I'm Blessed Pecan. Hello and welcome to the chat. Paper Chase said I'm back for another day. Let's go, Shaw. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. Hi, Betty. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Ain't nobody sleep with y'all last night. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I see y'all coming on in here. Y'all feeling my energy this morning? Yes. Y'all know I got something to say. Listen, thank you for all the support I received over there on my backup page. You guys are amazing. Like I said, I kind of let my bald head down over there, my natural hair down over there, and I just give you guys like an inside of my real, not real life because I'm living real over here, but an inside of, you can see a little bit more over there on that page versus here where I just focus on reality TV and celebrity news. But it is what it is, and you guys have been amazing. For those of you who have been following me, the 11th is right around the corner, and you know what that means. We ain't going to even talk about what it means, but those that have been here for a while know that the 11th is right back around the corner, and we want to continue to run it up. We want to continue to support, and we want to continue to make it clean cut over here. I did some cleaning up over here, although I didn't know what happened, and I still don't know what happened. I'm just trusting God in the process, okay? Is it Alicia? Hi, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I will put your name in the blender and chop it the hell up. No harm intended, okay? Gloves off. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, listen, I even went live on TikTok, y'all, because y'all know I got my 1,000 followers over there now. So I am so excited about that. At first, I was nervous, but child, TikTok be TikToking. Okay, and I was able to be very comfortable, just like I am over here on YouTube. And the folks that was there, they was even giving me little flowers, and I think I got a diamond and a rose, and the kids had to tell me what it meant. I said, "Oh, girl, you big stomping over here." So y'all just stay with me and continue to follow me. All right, we're gonna jump right into it because I got like a strong 45 minutes. Hi, trending at some. I know you probably gonna be going on at 11:30. I try to jump in between your time because I hate to miss it. Even though I'll be in the pushes, because I don't like to take the steal away from the host. I feel like, sometimes it's I know you guys mean well, but sometimes it's too much. So respectfully so, my girl Trenda in the building. Shout out to her. She's doing an amazing job over there. I don't know much about zodiac signs because I haven't been big on them, but just to support my friend and my sis here on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and give her some. Okay, so y'all go support as well if you haven't. I think it's amazing that she even gets to sketch these things out. I could never. Okay, so I'm supporting my sis no matter what because that's what it's about, right? Yes, Trenda in the building. I see y'all all speaking. I love it. I told y'all no harm intended with somebody speaking to a content creator. I just think it's corny, delayed, and dilapidated, if you ask me. But listen, back to the chat, back to the chat. All right, so let's go. We are reviewing this reunion part 1. Child, Martell gave me a headache. Tisha gave me a headache. And it was just too much, okay? So we're going to jump into it. So it started off with Melody talking about her name change and Martell making all these goofy ass faces. We didn't ask you to make no faces, okay? You've been bothered since you started going by Melody Cherie. Okay, now it's officially changed and you still bothered. But see, somebody that don't want nobody, they wouldn't be bothered by it. But we know you bother Marty Moore. That's why you had all those facial expressions going on, looking like you belong to the her club, if you get my drift. But listen, let's move along. Let's move along. So Melody talks about the feeling of what her name change meant to her, what it felt to her, what she felt like, how it feels free. And it's just like, going back to her roots. Of course, Martell was like, all female-ish. Okay. She was free when she was with me. Did you miss the motherfucking memo? She's not talking about what you made her feel like. She's not talking about the relationship of what you guys had when y'all was together. That's been done up, okay? She's talking about what it feels like to be disconnected from your ass. We gotta spell it out for you. Disconnected from the toxicity. I know it feels good. I've been there and I've done that, all right? When you truly, truly, truly disconnect from something or someone, it's a relief that nobody will never understand until you go through it. Yes, divorces are hard. They sting like a mother. But when you get over that hump, baby, it's a celebration. Okay? I've never changed my last name in neither one of my divorces. I've never used my second husband name and I never used my first husband name. And I was young and dumb. I don't know why. I can't even give you all that, right? It wasn't like they did something to me prior to and I never changed it. So I never had to go through the name changing thing because I never legally changed my name. Okay. But when my new husband comes, because I'm just claiming it in the name of Jesus, they said the third time is the charm, honey. I will be respectful because I'm wiser now and I will change my last name. But and I'm going to trust my mate that much to know that he will hold his end of the bargain where it will be an honor to hold that name. Okay. But anyway, let's move along. Let's move along. I see y'all coming in. As soon as I get a break, I'll jump back into the chat. So then Carlos started talking about how he acts, do you think they have what it takes? He asked Stormy, do you think they have what it takes to be a power couple? Now, Carlos is messy as hell for this. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Carlos is messy as hell for this because he know damn well Tisha and Marcel ain't no goddamn power couple. They ain't got the salt, the pepper, the vinegar, or the motherfucking butter, okay? They just ain't got it. And they ain't never have it. I don't care how much weight they lose. I don't care how much surgeries they get, how much vacations they get. They will never be a couple because one, they don't even know how to fake it on TV. At least y'all can look like y'all doing what it do as a couple. Y'all don't even look like it. That man disrespect you and downplay your opinion every good chance he gets. So it's a no motherfucking thank you for us, okay? We don't want to see you anyway. So Tisha went off the handle, okay? That's when she flew off the handle, honey. She pushed the door back and hit the wall and cracked the wall all over, child. Tisha went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, all right? And I was like, damn, Tisha, what the hell did he say to make you that mad, sis? Okay? But she was mad as hell, honey. So she started talking about the invoices. She go in on Stormy saying Stormy needs to pay her invoices. She got many people calling her, contacting her, saying that Stormy didn't fulfill the invoice. She even went as far as saying that Stormy popped pills. Now, I believe that Carlos did a lot of cutting off because he just didn't want to go into certain areas, which rightfully so. I think that was cool, right? And when he did that, I said that's cool because it went back to that show where the girl Smiley on Baddies had a whole episode and they aired that. That was disgusting. It was trifling. So I could respect Carlos for cutting it off and not letting it, grow, right? He didn't allow it to grow bacteria, and I could appreciate that. Don't know if it was genuine, but that's not my place to say whether it was genuine or not. Okay, so she started talking about how Stormy is popping these pills allegedly, and that she's not paying her invoice. Now, Tisha is just Tisha. Now, there was Melody that said, girl, I got so many inboxes of people telling me how they didn't get their invoices fulfilled and this, that, and the third. I will believe it. I don't believe nothing Tisha's saying because who's calling you, first of all? Ain't nobody calling no goddamn Tisha to tell Tisha about another castmate. Girl, they're skipping right over you and taking to Melody. Now, that's just my opinion. Ain't nobody checking for no damn Tisha. Okay? Now, I'm just saying, y'all might think differently, but ain't nobody checking for Tisha to tell her about another castmate. It doesn't work like that, okay? But show me the proof and I'll take it back. But until then, I don't believe you. Get somebody else to do it. Okay, so Stormy started talking, and she started saying, when you start making as much money as me a month, holla at me. I said, oh shit, shots fired. Shots fired, honey. Um, Shots fired. I was like, hi Vendel, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. Hi Miss Linda, how are you? Another one of my mods. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Marty got his panties in a bunch and do all sensitive, okay? Hi Sarita, how are you? And welcome to the chat. You guys are all speaking. Hi Annette, what's up? Make it do what it do, what it do. Anita, I'm sorry. Hi Jazzy J, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get too far along without saying hello to everybody. I don't want anybody to feel left out. Y'all know I love loving on y'all. Jordan, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. Hi Cricket 22. Make it do what it do, what it do. Um, you guys are all speaking. Let's see. Cricket 22 says good morning to everyone. All right, all right. I wanted to make sure I didn't get too far ahead without speaking to anybody that came into the chat. And if you come in later and I got my head down, y'all know I love you from a distance. All right. So Tisha, Stormy started talking about, if you make much as money as me, then you can holler at me. Until then, shut the hell up, okay? She says that Tisha practices her line on the plane. I said not her practicing her lines on the plane. Look at me, my words are twisted this morning because I had so much to say and it's all over the place. But I'm gonna run with it, okay? So she's talking about Tisha practicing her lines and her reads on the plane. I believe it because y'all know she read from cue cards, right? That's why she say what Marcel want her to say and not what Tisha want her to say. Okay, so she reads some cue cards from Marcel, and now they're saying she's practicing on the plane. Okay, so then they go as far as talking about the copy and pasting, um, and how does Stormy feel about that, right? And Stormy says, "I gave your ass grace, sis. I gave your ass grace." Okay, Tisha was like, her web designer did it. Now, I've heard Tisha say that in the past that the web designer did it. I also don't think that Tisha have a web designer, okay? Honestly, I don't. I don't think Tisha has what it takes to run a successful business. Not only that, I don't think she would know what direction to go to in this particular essence. Now, I know everybody could Google it and get it together, but I just don't trust that Tisha is going to, is a web designer. But we're gonna run with it because she want to run with it. Um, so she talks about her web designer, and Carlos says that, if it was your web designer, the first thing your web designer should have done was put out a public apology because you caught a lot of that heat because folks thought that you did it. Because she did, Carlos. But we're gonna give you your fair chance because you gotta be the host and you can't be biased, okay? But she did. She did it. It's still allegedly, in my opinion, but I know for sure she did it. Ain't no web designer do this. So Stormy comes back and say, listen, really from experience, your web designer don't have control over creating the policy. He just puts in what you give him. So apparently you gave it to him without proofreading it or changing anything around, and he pasted what you gave him. So the moment that somebody brought it to your attention, you went and did what you did. But it was up there for a long time before you even took it away. So that's the little, like, all right, Tisha, like nobody's buying your story. But if you want to run with it, sis, go off, okay? Um, then it goes on to Kimmy and Maurice, and Kimmy and Maurice, baby, I'm tired of the same old storyline. But we're gonna talk about it because they're talking about it, okay? They talk about the comment when Maurice talked about when Kimmy said that she was faking it, okay? Every woman has faked it. I don't know. I don't even speak on shit like that because if I gotta fake it, we don't need to be together. Okay, I'm not faking anything. If you ain't making it pop like it need to pop and making it water like it need to water, it's gonna be a motherfucking no for me. Okay, some people fight by using statuses or wealth. Some people fight by using your character flaws. Hi Carter, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. So anyway, they asked Kimmy about the whole comment about her, faking it. Um, Maurice is basically not liking it. He's saying that he'd rather for her to keep it real, right? If you're not feeling it in that moment, just don't fake it with me. So he was butthurt that she faked it. But you probably wouldn't have stopped if she didn't fake it. You would have probably kept pressing the issue and pressing the issue until she was like, oh, I came, right? So she had to fake it so you can get the hell off of her, okay? And he's like, don't fake it, because if you fake it, then I want to give you more of what I thought that you enjoyed. That's a good point, right? But I'm sure you knew that she was faking it. She's been out of whack for a long time. But I think you was at the point where you no longer wanted to be patient with her symptoms of it, right? And you just was like, look, I'm gonna get me some no matter what, whether she's enjoying it or not. That's my honest to God opinion. Okay. So they talks about that, and Kimmy is basically like, she said, if I would never said anything, nobody would have never known, right? So don't be butthurt now, basically, that I said something. Your ass would have never known had I not opened my big mouth, okay? So chill out, pipe down. It's okay if you're a little bit hurt. It's okay, right? Then they move on, and asking everybody, did they fake it? And they move on to Melody and Martell. Boy, Martell was waiting to get in front of Melody, okay? He watched that episode and was like, what? Girl, he was sweating, all right? She gonna say she faked it. She gonna say I ain't never given no orgasm. She gonna do that to me. Watch, and things of that nature. Can see him now. If he was in front of Ariel, he probably was struggling so much to keep his cool when he watched that episode and Melody was like, I faked it. In 4 years, I done had 4 kids by somebody that ain't never give me an orgasm. Child, he was sweating and spitting all over the place. He was like, I can't wait to Ariel go in the next room so I can let it all out. I'm gonna call her. Watch. And when she answers, I'm gonna curse her ass out. Did she answer, Marty Marr? Did you get an answer? Or did you get the voicemail? Okay, because we know the way you responded on that stage, we know that you was really butthurt and you felt some type of way that she said you ain't never give me an orgasm, okay? All because you refused to talk nasty. All you had to do is put little lines together. Google the lines if that wasn't in your nature. Google them, how to talk sexy to your wife, okay? It's another form of love language, okay? And sometimes when you into people, they bring out the best of you. You want her to give you all this head game, but you couldn't turn around and talk nasty to your wife. Child, what neck of the woods are you from? Because in my neck of the woods, your ass would have had to go. But let's move along, okay? So Martell says that the bed was always wet. Melody was like, I was faking it. He was like, you lying. What? What? I was like, boy, she done already said it ain't so. She faked it. Okay, so Martell was like, you ain't faking it. Melody was like, it ain't no different than you faking that you was being faithful. I said, oh, shots fired, honey. She says it ain't no different of you saying that you was being faithful, but you really fake being faithful. You wasn't really on that type time. Okay, I said, now Marty Marr, take this invitation and go ahead and walk into the sunset, but she dog walk you. She being nice here tonight, but I'm gonna need you to go ahead and sit the hell down, okay? So, he continues on, she's lying. She didn't fake it. Blah, 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 blah. Martell, she faked it and she said, you didn't do the job for her. Unfortunately, I know that hurt, but it's enough. Okay. So he goes on and says, oh, please. All right. And Melody talks about why she was turned off and why she couldn't get it. And here's the thing that I want us to realize. We, most of the time, check it. We pacify or we make our men feel comfortable by striking their ego. And sometimes it becomes uncomfortable and not so cute or lovable when you got a person on TV being nice, but in real life they nasty and mean. So she talks about the turnoff of how he switched and flipped, right? He was nasty in one incident, then he want me to go and lay down with him and be lovey-dovey. So it was a complete turnoff. So that tells me that you were a jerk probably 95% of the time. And she just dealt with it because she was dedicated to her marriage. So you turn her off and you can thank yourself for that, for being nasty. We know you could be nasty, okay? We know that, and we ain't even in the bed with you, ain't never had a relationship with you. But we can see right through you, all right? So they go into the whole backstage thing, and it got Tisha and Marcel, and they're talking about it. What Stormy said, and how do you feel about it, and how Tisha came back and was throwing all them shots at Stormy. And Tisha is basically still on one, right? She says she's tired of everybody's coming for her. She says, how much more you want me to take? And Marceau is basically trying to give her a narrative that you're a businesswoman. You shouldn't stoop to their level. She's not a businesswoman. You keep taking the damn office every chance she get. You let her know every chance she get, every chance you get, that she's not as important as she thinks she is. So why should we take her serious when you don't even take her serious? Marceau, get the hell up out of here, okay? You think she a joke, damn it, we think she is too. Now, you keep taking the office, you put other people in the office, then you barely want her to leave the house, okay? So when should we start taking her serious as a businesswoman? She got time to argue, she ain't doing shit else. But listen, let's continue on. Okay, so he's basically trying to tell her don't scoop to their level, right? He says that and he give her different type of scenarios of, I think a flight attendant he gave her, and she has every right to say what she's feeling, right? I don't like the fact that Marceau don't want her to be herself, okay? Let her talk. Even though we wasn't buying what the fuck she was talking about, still let her be herself. I don't feel like you should have tried to control her emotions in that, because she thought she did a great job in reading Stormy. And she was okay, but she wasn't top tier. You know what I mean? So I think that he should have allowed her to be her in that particular situation and not try to change the way she responds. It's like she a puppet. And every time she get too far, he start pulling her string to go back up. Don't do that to her. Let her have her own identity. And she shouldn't allow you to do that to her. She should say, back up, soldier. Okay, I got this. And I know what I'm feeling and I know what I'm trying to say. Trust me to respond accordingly. Point blank, period. Right? So then they go to Stormy and Courtney backstage, right? And, Stormy is saying, she's talking about the situation and she's saying that Tisha practiced her lines as she mentioned on stage before. And they've been wanting to say that, right? She says that Tisha been wanting to say that. Tisha wanted to, basically be in her situation. She wanted to take her place. Tisha wants to be her. She says she gave her grace, but now it's on and popping. She's gonna give her everything that's coming her way. And I said, rightfully so. She started talking about you and what you do, whether it's true or not. I think you should take the gloves off like y'all doing and give it to a raw style. Like, give it to a raw style. Not physically, but you understand and get my drift, okay? So now we got Melody backstage and she's talking about, she said Martell was wait a minute, let me get a little bit closer to the paper, okay? But Martell's basically saying that she's lying. Melody was saying that, it's different. You can't tell nobody they're lying. If they said it was weak and they faked it, they said it, and it is what it is. You got to accept that, right? And then Martell started telling Maurice that Kimmy was lying about saying she faked it. At least Maurice was honest enough to be like, nah, nigga, if she said she faked it, I know my wife, her ass faked it, okay? So then they shift back to the Marceau shenanigans, okay? And they start talking about, they asked Marceau basically, how do he feel about basically about the way Stormy felt about him, okay? About Stormy calling him a bitch, okay? And Stormy called him a bitch, and he was butthurt, and he basically said that he doesn't give Stormy that kind of thought. You know what I mean? He says that after hearing her conversation and her response, he understands that it's part of Stormy culture. Now, I heard Stormy say something of that as well, but I think right here, Marceau was trying to be smart, right? 112 in the chat, y'all hit the like button. I think Marceau was trying to be smart when he talked about culture. He was basically pushing her to the side and separating her from reality. Like basically, she has no idea of the things and she has no idea of what to say and what not to say. So he was downplaying her as a woman first, as a wife second, and as an individual third, right? And you got to stay with Marceau because he's slick and quick on his toes. And sometimes you got to get him where it hurt and clap back at him immediately. Don't let that shit sink, right? So Stormy says, I meant everything I did say, right? If you look like a bitch, you act like a bitch, God damn it, you are a bitch. I said, well, okay. You know what I mean? So she says that he's doing all this shit for camera time. And I said, I believe that because he ain't got shit else to talk about. He don't want Tisha to talk about her real life. He don't want to admit that he cheated. So it's still allegedly, right? He don't want to have a real conversation on camera, so he in everybody else's business, which they talked about here. And Kimmy says that we didn't ask you for your input. We don't come to you for advice, but somehow you keep being in everybody else's business, right? Because Carlos asked, was it just a woman's thing that he was in all the women business? But then Kimmy said, well, he's in everybody's business. And that's true. But he is more interested in the woman business because I told y'all yesterday, he gives me vibes of a him to a her. But that's just my opinion, okay? So Tisha says she feels like Stormy was disrespectful for calling her husband a bitch, right? But it's a shame that she did that because a lot of our black men are being disrespected by us black women, right? Girl, that line just that came off the top of your dome, right? But anyway, they don't respect us sometimes, so we got to give it to them raw style, and it is what the hell it is, okay? She says she feel bad for Courtney. She says, Courtney, I want you to blink twice if you not okay over there. I said, now that was a practice line, Tisha, because we know you ain't pulled it out your ass, okay? That was practice. Well done, Tisha, okay? So Marcel goes on to say that he don't think anything really of Stormy, right? He says she needs a lot of attention. I could agree with him. She gave us that, but I don't think she's giving that in this season, right? I kind of like Stormy a little bit in this season. I think she's given a little bit more standing on business this season, so I can appreciate that and stop all that crying wolf, right? So she's doing good this season. So he says that she needs attention, right? And if she don't get that, then she basically started to poke, right? So Stormy was like, basically, I was known before Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all better Google me, put some respect on my name, and stop trying to downplay my accomplishments. Now, I ain't know nothing about Stormy. Now, it doesn't mean that she didn't exist. It doesn't mean that she wasn't flourishing. I just didn't know nothing about Stormy. So I don't know how well she wasn't or was doing when before Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I didn't know who the hell she was. I'm just being honest, okay? You guys are all speaking. I see you. Thank you for the reminder, J28. Oh, Lee, I'm sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Julie. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Tisha was getting a taste of her own medicine. She likes to throw rocks and cry and hide her hands. And do. Hi, Nicole. How are you? The wet came from Martell mouth work. Something. Okay. Uh, man, oh man, oh man. Y'all cracking up. But definitely, so Tisha was ready for all of that, all right? And Stormy was ready as well. So moving along to hold on one second, guys. So then we got Marceau, and he's trying to downplay Mel name again, right? I told y'all yesterday, I'm not gonna really jump too much into it. I told y'all yesterday he's obsessed with Melody, whether he wants to admit it or not. He's really, really, really significantly obsessed with Melody. He wants to really, really, really be with Melody, in my opinion. Okay, so Melody pulls out this t-shirt, right? Which I love the shade. I love the humor. I love that the energy was a little bit more better than last season, even though everybody stood on their, what they were saying and stood on what their opinion was. It wasn't like a hard, thick carving of tension. Everybody said what they had to say and moved on. I love it. And even found humor in it, right? At least for right now. We don't know what part two of the reunion gonna bring us, okay? So Melody pulls out the shirt. Um, then you got you got Tisha speaking again, right? And she started talking about oh my god, Marcel. Let me back up a little bit. So she pulls out the shirts and she says that my business speaks for itself, right? So she didn't really give him the time of the day. She says, so I'm not really taking anything basically he's saying serious because my business speaks for itself. So Marcel, um, let me see. So Marcel basically he don't want to be so how I'm gonna say this without being like biased. Tisha goes on. They asked Marcel, do he think that Tisha think he doesn't want Tisha to be successful, right? So Tisha's like Marcel knows that no. Now let y'all correct me on this, okay? Because I think I heard her say And correct me on this because I wasn't sure what she said. I even played it back to understand what she was saying. But did she say that Marceau basically knows that I'm going to be successful? I own all these businesses. Let me know if y'all heard that because that's what I heard. But I could be wrong. I heard her say these basically are all my businesses. She says Melody knows as well that she is very successful. And um, Melody tells Marceau that she heard him say on numerous occasions that he really don't want Tisha out there working. So Marceau says that's really not the case. He don't want to be a divorced couple, right? And they like, no, that's not what I'm saying, right? They're talking about, he says that he's talking about Melody um basically he tried to push it off on divorce, right? That he was talking about divorce. They quickly correct him. That's not what we're talking about. They talking about the success and where you want your wife to be. You really do not want to see her grow and flourish because you're afraid that if she get a backbone and she learns how to speak for herself and stop reading from your cue cards, then your motion will be denied. Okay. So Marceau says, he knows that Tisha can, but he doesn't want her to do anything different. The rules of the game when they first came in and the goals that they had when they first started out is what he want her to stick to. To add anything extra to that is off the table. It's not that he don't want her to be successful, but he says that her 3 kids is not, she's going to lose her kids if she chooses to be outside the home. Now you threw me off with that, Marcel. Okay, now you said 3 things. I wanted you to elaborate. What you really meant is she was going to lose her husband because you don't want her outside the house because you're afraid if she go outside the house, she's going to learn what you're really out there doing. So you refuse to allow her to peek her head outside those doors. But you quickly piped it down and fixed it real fast and cleaned that shit up, okay? I heard you. And what you said was she's gonna lose 3 things. Then you change it to just being her kids. Well, could you tell us what's the 3 things that she's gonna lose? And how the hell she's gonna lose her kids? I had 6 of them. They respect my hustle like nobody else. Nobody else would ever respect my kids, my hustle more than my kids. So I believe that the kids would appreciate her hustle. They would appreciate her grinding, being a mother, and a business owner. And guess what? They're going to go to school and tell all their friends how great of a mother they were. Just say that you would be mad and you would want to divorce her if she chooses to do otherwise. Okay? So speak the truth and shame the devil because we're not here for it. Okay? So basically, Tisha says that I have goals. All right? And she started talking about this as her partner. Now listen closely. Melody is in the background like, good for you, Tisha. Keep that up. Keep pushing for your goals. But by this statement of Tisha saying, this is my partner, she in this moment is trying to reassure Marceau, babe, I'm riding with you. Don't matter how many times Melody encouraged her ass, she still want to prove to Marceau that, babe, I'm riding with you. Just by her saying, I'm riding with my partner, okay? That's my partner. Now, Carlos cut that off. But she was about to say, I have goals and this is my partner. I respect that or something of that nature. But by Carlos cutting it off, like, girl, we don't want to hear that shit. Okay? He cut it off, but it really did dismiss what Melody was encouraging her to do in that moment because you still turned around, even after Melody encouraging you and saying, I'm riding with my partner. And you're supposed to. But when you got a woman of Melody's boss status, you should have took heed and acknowledged for the second that Melody was encouraging you, one, and two, she was rooting for you. Okay? Not turn around to your sorry ass husband who don't give a damn whether you win or lose, in my opinion, and say, baby, I'm riding with you because you my partner. Nah, that shit was weak, and I ain't like it at all. But I heard you what you said, and Carlos cut it off, and he should have, because you would have got dog walk, you know it. Okay? So let's move on to him talking about her being a stay-at-home mama. And Tisha, he says that Tisha get caught up in the boss status and being a boss. So basically he's saying that the vision that she have of being a boss is not realistic, right? Again, another downplaying moment. She don't have no idea of what reality is of someone being a boss. She does too much and she thinks it is something that is not. Okay, so Tisha started talking about um how she was given up to be basically she's talking about how she didn't want to be a single mother no more, how she wanted to experience more. And I think I just gave you guys this in a nutshell, so I'm really not going to go back to it. Melody starts to encourage her, tell her that she can do all of those things, and how Melody went in and continued to do those things. I did all those things and still was on the level that I am. Do not downplay me or any other woman that choose to be, one, a single mother, or two, to be an entrepreneur plus be a mother, because it's possible. I did it, I'm doing it, and I will continue to do it until God see otherwise. Okay. So again, another moment where Melody encouraged her, and you're gonna get your disrespectful ass up here and talk about you riding with your partner. No, we don't believe you. Your partner doesn't have your best interests at heart. And it's nothing like laying down with a nigga that don't give a motherfucking shit about you. Okay? There's not, that hurts. That means to tell me that you don't even care if I get ran over by a car or something. You just gonna be like, that's my wife. I'm sorry she had to experience that. Tisha, you sleeping with the enemy part four, if you ask me. But let's move along to Kiki and Tisha beef. And they're all talking about how they got to this point. And Kiki is talking about, I don't know how it became my problem, where Tisha came to me and asked me to get to the bottom of it. And now it's my problem. So now they want to know, well, how did it get to Melody? 155 in the chat. Y'all hit the like button. So they like, well, why did you feel like it was important to share with Melody what was going on? So she's like, well, basically she was saying ain't nothing else to talk about. Melody asked me, how is it going between me and Tisha? So I elaborated. Look, this is what's going on. I heard Marcel was out here having a threesome, and child, this is the word in the street. Okay. So Tisha basically was like, I never came to Kiki ever and said that I caught my husband cheating, but that bitch did. She definitely called him cheating. She called him cheating. She cheating. He cheating on her, and goddamn it, she paid for him to go out with somebody else. I said, now she did what? Now say that again. Huh? She did what? She paid for him to go out with somebody else. Girl, where they do that from? I mean, look, where they do that at? I wish I would pay for my husband to go out with somebody else. That's like him telling me, babe, I'm bored. And I'm gonna need you to pay for me to go with somebody else, or I'm gonna leave you. And you better get your motherfucking walking shoes on. You better walk swiftly, because that ain't gonna work for you. And as a matter of fact, when you meet the bitch, you better make sure when you meet her, you stay with her, because there ain't no more room for you. Okay? And that's part of those moments where I hope that shit ain't true, because I know you ain't letting nobody you know what? I ain't even gonna say it. I hope you ain't letting nobody dummy down the professor or the ex-professor. That don't even make sense to me. It's gonna be a hell motherfucking no for me. All right. So Kiki basically, started saying Kiki facial expressions is really giving me Tisha might be telling the truth. But we didn't, edit into something, so we don't get a chance to hear what Kiki response is, at least not yet, or if it's true or not. But I don't know. The facial expression giving me a little bit more like, no, she didn't air me out. But to Kiki, another moment where Carlos and them asked you, well, tell us something that's being talked about where everybody else can see what she don't see, and you still was trying to hold back. But she ain't have no problem with dog walking your ass with a special motherfucking mic, okay? And saying, your husband did this and you did that, right? She aired you out. She still didn't care enough about you to keep your secret. But you, on the other hand, was still trying to hold back. And that was a moment where you should have gave her just what she'd been giving you all of this time. But listen, to each his own. She paid for him to go with someone else. Lion Tisha needs to elaborate. Hi, Grace. How are you? Jazzy is speaking. 96 likes and the 155 in the chat. Thank you, Miss Linda. Led them to the water. They all have holes in their lips. And do Marceau Jazz heap coal on all Tisha dreams? Yes, he does. Tisha is lame and will backstab Mel in a minute. And will. Hello, PSR076. Welcome to the chat. Facts, paper chaser. You guys are agreeing. Marceau only wants Tisha to look like a boss on paper, which he controls, but not doing the business. That's a good point. Wish Mel would release Tisha as a project based on the potential that she sees in her. Please, let her go home to her husband and family. She will never rise to your level or anywhere near it. I agree, Grace. Marceau is a Mitch and is wants to control Tisha going and coming and do, and she hasn't figured it out yet, but it's so obvious. Tisha better lose 30 pounds fast because she look horrible. Ooh, child. Let me pin you for a minute. I'm gonna let that sit right there. She looks horrible on that reunion with her short self, overly made up, and with half a dress. Y'all saw her legs pointing out. She was giving body yada 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 yada. Say body. Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. What Marceau say to Mel, you just sell t-shirts. Okay, right? Yeah, you know you can never stand in the ring with a motherfucking Mel, not a Letitia, not a motherfucking Marceau, none of y'all. Y'all can't do that. Okay, so stop. You guys are all speaking. I love it. I love it because ain't nobody sleep with y'all last night. I think Martell is broke. Ooh, child. You guys are all speaking. Martell has scrambled all of Love and Marriage Huntsville from his bio, so I'm thinking he is fired. Whoa, I didn't even notice. She did say, I thought so, Veronica. Thank you. I thought she said that. She did say that she owned all the businesses. I thought that. Now that was a special. Don't play with me, nigga. I'm telling you, don't play with me because I got all this. Now I just need you to walk like you got all this, okay? Even if y'all back and forth in court, that ain't none of our business. Good morning, P and Two Ross. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Martell and Marceau both digging on Melody's big time, but it is a no go. It sure is, honey. You ain't having it. Thank you so much for the reminder of my Cash App. I appreciate you for that, Lee. You guys are all speaking. Hi, 42. Is it Carmi? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. Lee says I'm late, but you right on time, actually. 102 watching the 75 likes. Hit that like button, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom before I go. All right, I didn't miss anybody. If I did, charge it to my mind and not my heart. I have to go because I have something to do. But I love you guys, checkmates. You guys are amazing. Thank you for rocking with me in and out of my season. And it's because of you I continue to do what I do. Ain't nobody sleep with y'all last night. Until next time, checkmates. Bye.